You ever hear a noise in the middle of the night and realize it's not an animal but people creeping onto your land? That's exactly what happened to me one Friday night on my ranch. It started with the sound of boots crunching gravel and flashlights dancing across my barn door. I thought maybe it was trespassers. But when I looked closer through my window, I saw something even worse. The HOA patrol. They were taking pictures, whispering into radios and trying to pry open my gate, claiming they were conducting an inspection. Only problem? My ranch isn't even part of their HOA. What they didn't know was that my brother, the county sheriff, was asleep inside after a long shift. When he woke up to the sound of our property being invaded, things got real serious real fast, because that night, the HOA patrol learned what happens when you trespass on the wrong land and mess with the wrong family. The night was quiet, the kind of silence only the countryside knows. Crickets chirped, the wind rustled the mesquite, and the stars stretched endlessly across the sky. I was half asleep on the couch when the dogs started barking, low guttural growls that meant strangers. I grabbed my flashlight and looked through the blinds. Headlights off, 2 SUVs had rolled up to my front gate. 4 figures stepped out, wearing dark jackets with HOA security printed in yellow. One of them, tall, bossy, with a clipboard, shone her light on my fence sign, private property, no trespassing. She sneered and said, "He can't ignore HOA compliance forever." My jaw tightened. I wasn't in their HOA. My land sat 2 miles outside their boundary, something they'd tried to annex before and failed. When one man started climbing the gate with bolt cutters, I whispered up the stairs, "Jake, wake up." Jake, my older brother, the county sheriff, wasn't someone you wanted to surprise at night. Jake came downstairs in his flannel shirt. Gun holstered, eyes still heavy with sleep but sharp as steel. "What's going on?" he asked. "HOA patrol. They're on our land," his expression hardened. "At midnight?" We stepped out the back door quietly, moving toward the fence line under the cover of darkness. From the shadows, we watched as the patrol fiddled with the barn lock and took photos of my equipment. Jake's voice was low but calm. "That's trespassing. That's criminal." One of the patrol members, a woman with a short haircut and a badge that said Karen, HOA enforcement, barked orders. "Take photos of the vehicles, too. This ranch violates community standards." Jake chuckled. "Community standards? On private county land?" He clicked on his flashlight, stepped out of the dark, and said firmly, "Evening, folks. County Sheriff's Department. Care to explain what you're doing breaking into my brother's property at midnight?" Their faces went pale instantly. Karen froze, clipboard shaking. "We're conducting an HOA inspection." Jake crossed his arms. "You're conducting a crime, ma'am," she stammered. "This property is under HOA jurisdiction." I cut her off. "Wrong. You've been told 3 times by the county this ranch isn't yours to control." The man with the bolt cutters dropped them fast. "She said it was legal," he blurted. Jake took out his radio. "Dispatch, this is Sheriff Lawson. I've got 4 trespassers caught attempting a break-in. Send units." Karen's confidence collapsed. Wait. This is all a misunderstanding." "Funny," Jake said. "Most misunderstandings don't come with bolt cutters." She tried to appeal to me. "We just needed to verify you weren't violating community safety codes." I pointed at my gate camera, blinking red. "Congratulations. You just verified your own arrest. It's all recorded." By the time the deputies arrived, Karen's patrol looked like a bunch of kids caught stealing cookies, except this cookie jar came with felony charges. The deputies took statements, photos, and even confiscated the HOA patrol's vehicle records. Turns out they'd been running unauthorized night patrols for months, harassing residents and pretending to be official security. Jake leaned against his cruiser and shook his head. "She's lucky we didn't treat this like a home invasion." Karen kept pleading. "Please, we were just doing our duty." "Your duty," Jake said flatly, "ends at your neighborhood boundary." When the HOA board found out what their president and patrol had done, they panicked. Their lawyer called the next day, trying to resolve this quietly. But it was too late. The sheriff's office filed official charges: trespassing attempted break-in, and impersonating law enforcement. Word spread fast. By the weekend, every homeowner in the HOA knew what Karen had done. Her little empire of power was starting to crumble, and I was just getting started defending my land. 2 weeks later, a county hearing was held. Karen arrived looking furious but nervous. She brought the HOA's lawyer, who argued the patrol believed the property was part of the HOA. Expansion plan. Jake presented the real county map, one signed and dated 5 years prior, proving my land was outside their control. Then he played the security footage. The patrol breaking my lock, trespassing and trying to justify it. The room went dead silent. The judge leaned forward. "You had no legal right to step foot on that land." Karen tried to deflect blame. "Our patrol leader misunderstood the boundaries." The judge frowned. "Then your misunderstanding just cost you fines, legal fees, and possible jail time." By the end, the HOA was ordered to pay damages for property violation and harassment. Karen was removed as president permanently. Jake just smiled at me. "Told you, always let the law do the talking." Life on the ranch finally returned to peace. The nights were quiet again. No flashlights, no SUVs lurking on the road. Neighbors from nearby HOA communities even stopped by to thank me. Apparently, Karen had been terrorizing people for years, issuing fines for dirty mailboxes and improperly parked trucks. Her downfall became a small-town legend. The new HOA board apologized publicly and promised never to overstep jurisdiction again. Jake got a commendation from the county for handling the incident professionally. As for me, I built a new gate with stronger locks, a few more cameras, and a sign that reads, "Private land, protected by law, and a sheriff." Every time I see it, I smile, because that night taught me something important. Bullies hide behind rules until the law catches up to them.